My name is Aliya Ahmed. I have been part of UPRES when the UPRES began, but only starting my project with UPRES last year. So UPRES has funded with our project to run alongside them, but I have been helping and supporting UPRES in previously some of the other projects. I've known Farah for last 12 years. So funny story, me and Safara went to university together, and that's how we became friends. Our friendship turned into now work life. So UPRES has been part of me for a very long time. I was in university. We had a funded program given to us, which was 2 weeks, and I chose to do it in a special need college. And the moment I went there, I knew that was me. I knew that was the route I want to take. And when I got graduated, I found a job into working in special need short breaks. And it's been 12 years and I've been in the same field. So I was quite lucky enough to find my journey on the early starts of my youth. It's a different world out there, and you don't know it until you actually live it or work in it. So working in it is different, when you live it, it's different. So I was quite lucky in my journey. I got to know a lot of families, got quite a lot of exposure into special need as well as disability, as well as very complicated medical health needs children and young adults. So I had the best of both worlds. So I combined I did business management degree with my passion. I found a job in short breaks, working as a management team, but I was able to work with special need. So I merged my passion with my degree. And as the time progressed, I worked like that for 5 years. And then I had lots of parents constantly asking me for the therapies with them. And then I started taking that more on board, and my therapies and my lessons and functional learning, that's kind of took turns. It happened very naturally. I didn't plan. It was very natural. It was demand. I didn't create functional learning. Something I was delivering, and it became a demand. The most important thing is to understand that every child can learn, no matter their race, their nationality, their background, their religion, their disability. Functional learning enables all parents and all children to have that belief that every child can learn to their best ability. So it's not going to be a magic wand, and we're not changing. We are helping and learning those children or young adults for their best ability. So that's what we call it. Functional learning is functional living. Language barrier is a big thing. Culture barrier of play. Children learn from playing, and the developmental delay or the disability can impact on children's early development of play. And there's different types of play. So if a culture, for example, I'm from Pakistan, the way I played as a young child was different being a British play, or being now how my children are playing. I've got 2 children myself. The play is a huge difference. So it could be physical play, emotional play, role play. So there's different types of play. So educating parents or the other facilitators to understand plays a big part in children development. So other barriers we feel is acknowledgement or expectation from the child. How do I put this? Okay. So acknowledgement or understanding the child. So sometimes we over demand of the child is able to do this, that, and this, and they must do 5 hours this or 2 hours of this. So we are over demanding, and sometimes we're under demanding of the child's need, and we're not helping them to their best ability. So function learning, we found a balance where is the best ability, but we always start from stage 0, and then we build up to stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. So it's not. And we do not proceed until the child has experted in each stages. Because example, if I can draw a car sitting here, I should be able to draw a car if I'm in the train, or I'm in the school, or I'm in the traveling on the airplane, wherever we are. I should be able to relate the same information in every scenario, and that's when the learning has taken place. But if I'm only able to draw the car here, the learning hasn't fully taken place. So we don't move on from an activity until the child or that we have fully capacity of understanding that. The most important thing, so once you've done the workshop, it can be overwhelming for some parents or for some other people. So what we're doing, we train parents to understand the techniques of functional learning. We teach them the method, we teach them the tools they need. We want them to go home practice those tools, do this assessment with the child, and then we give them a free advice session. They have the opportunity to come back and discuss any problem they're facing or anything they would like to. Example, parent might come back and say, oh, my child doesn't still not using toilet independently, or my child is not using the spoon to feed themselves. So we want to make a more personalized service for each parent, each participant who's been joining the workshop, function learning workshops. So it's more personalized service. It's an extra addition on top, like cherry on top. So to make them fully understand and utilize the learning they have taken place in the workshop. So the learning doesn't just stop once you finish the workshop. We want it to carry on. We want to train those parents, those carers, school, to be able to carry on this learning. If you asked me this 5 years ago, it would be a different answer. But since I've become a mother 5 years ago, it's different. So I have personally lived and done functional learning on my own children. I had complex health need children. I was told by the doctors about their eating ability, their walking ability won't be formed on the right age. I took place functional learning in the hospitals, in the wherever I was with my children. I did it everywhere. Lots of my clients came from hospital while I was admitted with my son in hospital. So I believe I have not just talking about functional learning in the professional way, I also became personal to me, and I have seen the difference it has made to my own children. They're eating independently, they walk, they talk, they're independent, a young 5 years old children. So it's quite remarkable how much different it has made in my personal life. And it was very overwhelming for me also to understand how my work life became my professional life became my personal life. And I think this was the journey I was on to, I really feel this is the reason why I was on this journey of working with disability children, doing this workshop and doing function learning as a therapy. So I really think it has made a huge difference in my personal life. It's interesting how that started. It literally just started from a conversation. Islamic Relief through UPress shared my story with Islamic Relief, and Islamic Relief showed a great interest in because they didn't actually have done much work around disability, and they would want to explore a bit more around it and how BME families, and we wanted to reach out to the hard to reach families, and especially the COVID. I think the COVID was a turnaround for us. During the COVID, I had lots of families the children who were going to school, the family was struggling, there was not enough support out there. I opened my house to the families. I asked them, I have a massive garden, so I used to let them in. I used to just say, I'll let you in, you go play with your child in the garden for an hour or so, and then you may leave. Because these children they lived in a small flat, so didn't have the right accommodation. So this exactly when the Islamic Relief came on board, this is the story was shared to Islamic Relief, that I have opened my home. I was offering free therapies for parents who couldn't afford, and other parents were paying literally half price because the whole dynamic of the living style changed. This was shared to Islamic Relief, and Islamic Relief showed a lot of interest inside, and then we pitched and we got the project running through them. And I think it's very important to me because I'm also Muslim, and Islamic Relief is always something I've always donated to. I've donated several times. I've done my Qurbani with them. I've done charity around the world. So it's something really, it's quite, it's hard to believe that I actually am part of the big organization which I have donated from a young adult. So yeah, I still haven't got my head around it. More and more people are able to do that. So I just don't want to be the face of it. I want everybody who joins the workshops, they're taking the learning and they go home and practice those. So function learning is not limited to me. It's not limited to me. It's everybody who participating, they're taking something of function learning. We all have functioning tools. My hands are functioning tools. My legs are functioning tools. So we want people to understand, and it becomes so people to understand and practice in their own homes with their children to prevent some of the delayed development. The most important, the feedback I get from the children and from the parents, the functional learning, it can be very emotional. we want you to do. I can't express it until you come and participate it, until you come and use the tools. It really, and everything done in functional learning is silent. We don't talk. It's non-verbal, and it's a non-verbal communication, and how much it takes and how it affects you. I recently done a workshop, and I had a person in there who literally started crying while we were doing the workshop. It became very overwhelming for them, and I did a small activities containing only 5 minutes. So functional learning is all about letting go your emotion and taking in. So it's interesting. I would love to explain more about it, but it's very hard to explain until you've done it. So whoever participates in a functional learning workshop, we always do the practical first, and then we go to theory, and then we talk about all the stories. So we literally work the other way around. We get the practical, hands-on everything, and then we talk about it. And we want to hear their views, how they felt at that point.
Amazing.
Thank you.
I think that's all.
Thank you.